Welcome back to the Masked Reader. We are in week 3, and I can't believe the stories we have heard so far. Our contestants have been flying high with excitement to read to you, and this week is no different. I have 3 new contestants for you today, and they're stinking excited to read you their favorite tales. Let's get reading.
Hi there. Today I'm going to read a story to you called Meanwhile by Jules Pfeiffer. Raymond! Raymond didn't hear. Raymond, I want you! Now Raymond heard. It was his mother. She was always finding things for him to do. 1 more minute, Mom! Maybe she'll forget, thought Raymond. I want you now, Raymond. It's not fair. With Raymond's mother, it was always right now and never, no big deal. You can do it next Tuesday, Raymond. Suddenly, Raymond's eye caught a word in the middle of the page. It was a word comics always used to change the scene. Meanwhile. But inside a box, meanwhile, with 3 dots after it? And what it meant was that wherever you were in a story, just a plain, ordinary meanwhile was going to take you somewhere else. Raymond, I'm losing my patience! What if I had my own meanwhile? Raymond wondered. And with a red marker, he scrawled the word on the wall behind his bed, where he hoped his mother wouldn't see it. Raymond, if I have to come in there and get you, you're going to be very sorry. Raymond's mother didn't get to finish her threat. Raymond was on a pirate ship on the high seas. Unbelievable! He had meanwhile. Wicked pirates were boarding a royal naval vessel. They were dueling the Queen's loyal sailors. Raymond couldn't just stand by and watch as if it were a picture in a comic book. He clenched a sword between his teeth. Then swung by a rope over the shark-infested sea onto the Royal Naval vessel. He dueled the wicked pirates single-handed and also rescued a beautiful maiden. The only reason he didn't capture the pirate was his sword broke. Oops! So Raymond was forced to walk the plank. The situation was hopeless. Feed Raymond to the sharks. It's not fair. Raymond knew he had one last chance to save himself. I have a last request. It's the law of the sea that I have to grant you your last request, grumbled the captain, who had a hook and a peg leg and a patch on one eye. And so did the rest of his crew. I want to write a letter to my mother. But none of the pirates had anything to write with. Why should they? None of them could read. Wait, cried the beautiful maiden. I carry a quill, a vial of ink, and a scroll in my cloak. So right there on the plank, Raymond wrote on the scroll, Meanwhile. Raymond was out west being chased by a posse. He didn't know why. Maybe because he was wearing a mask and they mistook him for an outlaw. Raymond tried to reason with the posse. Hey, I'm a good guy. This isn't even my mask. See, I'll even take it off. But the posse could care less. They kept shooting. It's not fair. Raymond made a sharp left and galloped into a canyon. Right into an avalanche. Lucky for Raymond, he was a great trick rider. He maneuvered his horse to miss the falling rocks. Great, not even a scratch. Raymond did not see the ferocious mountain lion. until it was almost too late. He reached for his gun. He didn't have a gun. How could he be a cowboy out west and not have a gun? The only thing he found in his holster was a rusty bullet. The mountain lion leaped. The situation was hopeless. Raymond knew he had one last chance to save himself. He made a mad dash over to the nearest rock, and with the pointy end of the rusty bullet, he scratched out, "Meanwhile." Raymond was in outer space being chased by Martians. He evened the odds against him by shooting down 112 Martian spaceships. The evil two-headed king of the Martians got in a lucky shot. Raymond lost his aft and then his fore. It's not fair. The leftover Martians zoomed in on him. The situation was hopeless. Raymond knew he had one last chance to save himself. He switched on his backpack auto-power vapor rider. He writes, "Meanwhile." Raymond was walking the plank again, but over he went into the shark-infested sea. The situation was hopeless. It's not fair. Raymond knew he had one last chance to save himself. He dipped his finger into the vial of ink and printed on the side of the ship, "Meanwhile." Raymond was out west again. The mountain lion gulped him down in one bite. Raymond was swallowed alive. He felt around in his holster for the rusty bullet. It wasn't there. The situation was hopeless. It's not fair. Raymond knew he had one last chance to save himself. He took off a cowboy boot. With a pointy nail of his big toe, he carved out on the lion's tummy, "Meanwhile." Raymond was ducking missiles in outer space again. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was that his backpack auto-power vapor rider had failed. "Meanwhile." But nothing happened. Raymond had used up his meanwhiles. "Meanwhile, meanwhile, meanwhile, meanwhile." He was falling 1,000 feet a second right toward his house. His mother would kill him if he made a mess of the house. The situation was hopeless. It's not fair. Raymond knew he had one last chance to save himself. He screamed as loud as he could, "The end!" It worked. Raymond was back in his room. "Raymond, if I have to come in there and get you, you're going to be very sorry." "Oh, hey there, Mom. What can I do for you?" And he takes out the garbage. I hope you liked it. Hopefully I get to read to you again. See you next time.
Hello, boys and girls. Chris P. Bacon here to read you one of my favorite stories. This is a book called This Is the Way We Go to School, a book about children around the world, by Edith Bayer and illustrated by Steve Bjorkman. Bjorkman? More like Porkman, am I right? Here we go. 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, come along, it's fun to do. Ellen takes it nice and slow. Time to watch the flowers grow. Liz and Larry, as a rule, wear their jogging shoes to school. But at 20 minutes past, roller skates are twice as fast. And the fastest way by far is by school bus or by car. Jenny, Jerry, Pete, and Perry ride the Staten Island ferry. Cable cars take Jack and Jill up the hill and down the hill. Michael and his friend Miguel see the rooftops from the L. Horse and buggy rides its plane, start the day for Jake and Jane. And in Philly, Mitch and Molly go to school by trackless trolley. Bianca, Beppo, Benedetto ride aboard the Vaporetto. Bundled up against the breeze, Niels and Solvig go on skis. Palm trees help keep Ahmed cool on his sunny walk to school. Mira takes time out to play, school's a hop and skip away. And watch Sepp and Heidi sail through the air from peak to vale. Akinyi leaves for school by train far across the mountain chain. Kay and Faye and Flo and Joe go to school by radio. Bicycles bring May and Ling through the traffic of Nanjing. And beneath the dripping sky, Ram is riding high and dry. William comes ashore by boat, counting seagulls while afloat. Carlos takes the town in stride, Luz prefers the countryside. And the famous metro line suits Igor and Ilyana fine. Go by copter, by skidoo, somewhere, sometimes, some kids do. You come too, we'll look for you. Well, that's one of my favorite books. This is the way we go to school. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, vote for me. If you vote for me, then we could do this again next week and have a fine swine time together. Signing off, Chris P. Bacon.
Hi again, Williams friends. It's me, Sir Poopsalot. And I can't wait to read this story, I Am Enough by Grace Byers to all you little squirts. I hope you enjoy this story. Like the sun, I'm here to shine. Like the voice, I'm here to sing. Like the bird, I'm here to fly and soar high over everything. Like the trees, I'm here to grow. Like the mountains, here to stand. Like time, I'm here to be and be everything I can. Like a ladder, here to climb, and like the air, to rise above. Like the wind, I'm here to push. Like a rope, I'm here to pull. Like the rain, I'm here to pour and drip and fall until I'm full. Like the moon, I'm here to dream. Like the student, here to learn. Like the water, here to swell. Like the fire, here to burn. Like the winner, I'm here to win. And if I don't get up again, I know that I may sometimes cry, but even then, I'm here to try. I'm not meant to be like you. You're not meant to be like me. Sometimes we will get along, and sometimes we will disagree. I know that we don't look the same. Our skin, our eyes, our hair, our frame. But that does not dictate our worth. We both have places here on earth. And in the end, we are right here to live a life of love, not fear. I am enough, and all you students at Williams School know that you are enough, just who you are. Well, that's it, boys and girls. I'm really pooped. So until we meet again, keep reading and keep dreaming.
Well, I hope you didn't find those stories too smelly. Stay tuned for our next episode coming at you tomorrow morning.